following this situation closely about his future with the Cowboys. Where does it stand right now?
Well, I caught up with Dez Bryant last night. We had a pretty good conversation on the phone, and he says he's in a good place, and he clarified his conversation with Jerry Jones. That took place closer to the end of the season. He has not actually sat down with Jerry to discuss his future with the franchise. He has also not heard from them about restructuring his contract. He is of the mindset that he wants to come back and play for this organization. He believes he deserves what he is to be paid, which is $12.5 next season. But he also understands it's a business. But until those conversations take place, he says that he's not really doing anything other than preparing for the season. In fact, he's been working out with a physical therapist. He says trying to use muscles that he doesn't typically use normally. And the other thing I thought was interesting was he's going to be working out with the wide receivers coach, the George Whitfield of wide receiver coaches, starting next month. The guy's name is David Robinson. He works out with guys like Antonio Brown and Emmanuel Sanders. And I said, well, what kind of stuff are you guys going to be doing? And he said things like the route tree, learning to do those 3-4 different ways. At the line of scrimmage, being able to shake off defenders. He blindfolds his guys and has them run routes and then films them so they can learn the importance of trusting their routes and their footwork. He says as you get older, you obviously lose speed, but with the right technique, you can stay in the game. And he said he helped do that for Emmanuel Sanders and even guys like Jordan Reed.
Oh, some great insight there for us on Dez Bryant, his future with the Cowboys and his work this offseason. But one of the reasons we're talking about Dez and, that the Cowboys may have to do something there is because they are so tight against the cap. I mean, right at the bottom of the league in terms of available cap space as we approach the new league year. What do they plan to do here once we kick off the official start of free agency?
And you know what? They always are. So this is of no surprise to them. They always end up finding the money. One of the ways to do that is getting a long-term deal with Zach Martin done. They have been trying to do that since last season. Stephen Jones identified that as an off-season priority. Today, they did give a second-round tender to David Irving, their defensive tackle. And then, of course, they lost out to Anthony Hitchens. That was going to be a priority for them. They simply could not afford him. So they are trying to be active out there in free agency. We don't expect them to make a big splash, but I was able to confirm that they were, in fact, making an honest offer of Sammy Watkins, the wide receiver, to come to Dallas. Unclear if he was going to be a complimentary receiver to Dez Bryant or if that ultimately meant the end of Dez's career in Dallas. But they did try to make a splash in free agency. It didn't work out. It's my understanding they're still trying to get some things done. So we'll see.
Yeah, Sammy ending up getting more with the Chiefs than what Dez Bryant is on the hook for with the Cowboys this year. All right.